Hey you guys. Hey guys, this is Rick. I'm on my telephone. I so I can try to do this. I haven't maybe I get when I start working on my new computer, I can be a little bit fancier. But you know, to debunk a lot of what's going on with the Bible myths and stuff like that. You notice I got a haircut. Things are sitting a little closer to my head. But the Book of Enoch. This is a far older book, and people use that as our Armageddon. It's our end of times. It's the tribulation, you know, and it's just a shame that these books fell towards on people that didn't realize. And this is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying that these Bibles and these stories, the people, they could have fallen on people's hands that didn't know what they were doing and didn't know that they had another way of reading them. But they were the smartest people of their time, and there were some smart people back there, but they also were running around witch hunting and killing people burning people at the stake because of things they didn't understand, or anyone that would challenge the way that they told the stories. And so there's where, I'm one of those guys that would say, I would rather say that it was a mistake that we fell up, that these wonderful books and stories and all fell upon, retarded people, and then they tried themselves, like those, whenever they talk about the airplane, the guys that think about gods, and they see an airplane, and next time the airplane flies over, there's an effigy of some kind being made of it, an effigy, whatever they call it. And they're worshiping it and stuff like that. They're trying to show us how kind of, what kind of idiots we human beings can be. Whereas, inside these stories here, they're telling you this is how to get rid of the idiot. That's really funny. But anyways, I wanted to, there's a lot of hype going on about the end of times, and Trump, and I said, listen, they were doing end of times with every president so far. People just have this terrible, they're waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh, and there's a date coming up in September. Did anybody hear about this? Oh, wow, it's going to be, and it's going to fit right into Revelation. Really? Really? It's going to fit right into this myth it is? Will it? It will? And it's going to be a prophecy, if something really happens on that day, you're going to say, oh God, thank God. Bullshit. You guys, that's stupid. We're about to read something showing how God is described in these stories as being this destroyer, this guy that kills things. It's hard for me to say to people, the divine doesn't kill anything. And they're like, oh yeah, well, why don't you look in the fucking book, motherfucker? It's like, yeah, well, damn. It makes it really, really hard to cut through the crap. It really does. But, once you do see it, it's really easy. It becomes like, oh my God, I can't believe that we've been following this shit all this time. But you see that, I'm finding that Earth is meant to be like this, like, funhouse, mirrors and stuff like that, and smoke and mirrors. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's like this whole environment. Even, the Mayans say that this world around us is like, is fake, and Mayan meaning, what is that? That it's not real. It's imagination. But it's meant to be this way. Even what they talk about in the stories, it's the soul. The soul itself is like, oh, it's searching for the truth. Why would, if the world around here was just full of truths all over the place, just truth, and everyone had all the answers and stuff like that, well, it would be a really boring place. So they create this world down here to where it's like, oh my God. So we can't find the truth outside, he says. The stories say you can't go. You got to go inside, and you go in through the well, and the well is the truth. And this bathes makes you feel better. It's the food, they say, for the soul, the truth. is the food for the soul. Truth. This is what we're after. Just truth. We're not out to kill someone. We're not out to take over their space and rule over them. This is not anything to do with what we are taught. It has absolutely nothing. It's about you gaining control over yourself. It's you fighting battles within yourself. And it's you conquering the bad side of you. That's all it is. All of these stories. Look, and the Enoch is no different. Now, you've been listening to me for some time, you 5 or 4 that are in my class, I'm sure that some of this stuff is starting to catch on. Because, like he says, I want you to lend me an ear. It's all that. Those that have ears that hear and eyes that see. So, that's basically very few people on earth. All right. Anyways, here, let me talk about this. The parable of Enoch on the future. Oh, great. This here is a parable of Enoch on the future lot of the wicked and the righteous. All right. So when we open up that 7th chakra, when we go past the works, once we have done what it took to get to that point, this is where the wrath of God comes in. This is where we purge the trouble that's in our mind, and everyone gets killed in this spot. Remember, every what? Man. Every man is taken out. Okay? So anyways, let's go on with this story. The words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, and will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angel showed me, and from them I heard everything. He heard everything. And from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one, which is for to come. Concerning the elect, I say, I took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling. That's the title of this. The Holy One will come forth from his dwelling. So we are bringing him along. All right, the right hemisphere, and the 7th chakra is opening. And the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. Your brain is the heaven of heavens. Mount Sinai, the entire body is going through this trampling, and we know that earth is our lower mind. All right, that's 4. 5th verse. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them upon the ends of the earth. Now, watchers are people that are watching, or people that are meditating. That's what it means to watch. And we know, we can see when things are coming. You're waiting. It's the idea that you're in there and you're waiting for, we're in a situation where we're not able to watch because we're past this point of our skin, so we have no idea what's going on. But they're talking about the watchers will quake, and this is this idea that things will change. You're getting ready to change. It was never going to be the same after this. All right, and we've talked about that. And it says, and the earth shall be wholly rent asunder. All right, they're really waiting for this one. And let me tell you, if they do any bit of it, it's gonna be man doing it. God doesn't kill things. This beautiful side can't destroy stuff. It's just unable to do low conscious labor. That's for someone else to do. Somebody with flat fingers. The the bad side. He just can't help it. All right. So the earth shall be rent asunder, and there shall be a judgment upon all men. And they have that, in parentheses and stuff like that. But with the righteous he will make peace. Okay? He will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them. Listen. Let me tell you, the last people on this earth that's going to be protected when it comes down to purging hell and shit and stuff from the... It's going to be the elite. That's the last place, But anyways, if they let them seek solace from this or whatever, let them seek it. Let them say that. Let them hang right out in the open during one of these things happening. Yeah, let's let them see that. But, they might go into bunkers. They know how to save themselves. You see, they set this whole thing up. They can restart us at any time. And they'll put the next group of people on this earth, which will take another 1,000 years or so, but they don't care. Listen, we're being used like cattle and corn, to do someone's bidding. I don't know whose. I haven't found that part out yet, or I haven't really. It's like, I'm not really up to going up and smelling where the shit comes from. I track it, I'm not so sure I want to know everything just yet, But anyways, it goes on, it says, and they shall all belong to God, and they shall all prosper, and they shall all be blessed. And it says, and he will keep them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh in 10,000 of his with 10,000 of his holy ones, to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly. Now listen, that's the 1,000 again is God and forever and ever, but they just describe the lotus flower and the 1,000 petals. Okay. More symbolism, and that's the Hindu religion. And let's see what else it would say here. And to convict all flesh, all works of their ungodliness, and they have ungodly committed. And what they have ungodly committed, and all of the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against them. So, what that means is things, if people have talked really terrible to you or put you down, or even yourself, these are situations where you are doing yourself you're doing yourself some disfavor, and you are taking God's name in vain, because remember, you're God, all right? I know that's kind of hard to say, but kind of hard to take, but please, come on. You want all this other stuff? This is how we talk to ourselves. So there's chapter 2, and let's not go much further, because this just doesn't take long to show you that a parable is a parable. A parable is not real. A parable tells you things about what goes on inside of you. Here's chapter 2. Observe ye everything that takes place in the heavens, how they don't change their orbits, and the luminaries which are there in heaven, and how they rise and set in order in each of the seasons, and transgress not against their appointed order. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it, and from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of these things on earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. And in 3, behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds, and dew, and rain lie upon it. these are, it's beautiful, but it's really describing you. It's describing you and those other stories. The stories about the, look at the summer and the winter. Summer is the growth. Summer is the beginning of everything. Winter is the death of everything. We are exalted in summer. We die in winter. That's how it works on the scheme of things. So that chapter went by really fast. Then it goes to chapter, observe and see how in winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. 2 to 3 years till the new comes. All right, both of those are fives, and they're talking about trees. Remember, I told you that the body is the wood part of this. It's not the stone that's inside. It's talking about you. So we retain our foliage. We don't die. And it's got 5 and 5 on here, which is duality. So we can maintain what we have on us, in us or whatever, till the new comes. All right, so that means, as soon as you get one of those fives under control, and that's what it means, to bring 2 to 3 together, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'll be in the midst. So when you gather 5 together, now you go from, you can change your leaves because you're about to become brand new again. You're going to go from, what do they call it, the sycamore tree to the cedar tree, or, something like that. That's how it works. All right, so I'm not going to go any further on this because, if you really want me to go into it and debunk it, I will. But I'll tell you, in reality, they're just stories. They're stories about our mind. They're important stories, but they're nothing to go and kill people over. There's no reason to go and hate someone for it. There's no reason for you to do anything negative stemming from these books. They're just showing you how to live your life, where you can have more of it and have more abundance of it. I don't think they mean by going and conquering your neighbor and killing people and stealing from them and giving all the gold to the gods. Come on, you guys, wake up, please. This is the God's honest truth. I wanted to let you know that. That's my saying now. I'm going to say that. It's because it is. It really is, And good morning. Thank you for listening.